Today I'm going to teach you 3 different handstand entries. We'll go through progressions and technique so you guys can learn it too. Quick note, I'm going to use parallettes for all different handstand entries, but you can also do them on the floor. Technique and progressions are the same, but it's just easier on parallettes. Okay, let's start with the first entry, Frogstand to handstand. Now, how Frogstand works, only the Frogstand is you are leaning forwards on your hands, bending your arms, placing your legs on your elbows, and holding this position right here. Now for the second step, the push-up. Now for the push-up, you're just opening your hips by leaning a bit more forwards. So right here, holding the Frogstand, leaning more forwards, opening the hips, and after that, straightening the legs. Now, when it comes to straightening the arms, this is the last step. Your arms always should be bent until the legs are straightened and your hips are stacked on top of your body. So in conclusion, you're first holding the Frogstand, then leaning a bit more forwards to open the hips. After that, straighten the legs, and lastly, the last step, straighten the arms. Push up. When it comes to breathing technique, you first want to inhale on your way to Frogstand. Once you hold the Frogstand, exhale. And once you want to open the hips or push up, inhale. Listen very carefully. Now for the progressions, you just want to grab a towel, place it on the ground, because now we're going to do headstand. So having a third stabilizer by using our head. Now, why headstand is so good? Because we can easily train the push-up. So the second step in Frogstand to handstand. What you want to do is you first go into Frogstand, place your head on the ground, and then push up. And this movement trains Frogstand to handstand in any way you can think of. So in my opinion, once you've mastered the headstand, Frogstand to handstand is nothing. So now for the second entry, probably the most famous L-sit to handstand. Now what you want to do is first of all hold the L-sit. If you have more higher parallettes, let's say up here, then definitely use them. Way more beginner friendly to start L-sit to handstand than having like low parallettes. Why most people fail is because they don't keep a static bend. Most of the time people get too low when trying to do L-sit to handstand. You always want to have a 90-degree bend. The same as in Frogstand to handstand, first of all open your hips, stack them on top of your body and straighten your legs before you push up or you straighten your arms. When it comes to L-sit to handstand progression-wise, it's definitely one of the more difficult entries you can choose, and therefore you definitely need a good amount of bent arm handstand and straight arm handstand strength. What I can definitely recommend is mastering the Frogstand to handstand. When I fully mastered the Frogstand to handstand, I just wanted to try L-sit to handstand, just for fun. I've never done it, I just wanted to try it. Boom, first try, I got it. Why? Because I had a huge amount of bent arm handstand and straight arm handstand strength in Frogstand to handstand. And now for the last entry, Pike Press. Now you definitely want to have your parallettes close together, so very narrow compared to L-sit and Frogstand to handstand. The full Pike Press is basically just a pike push-up, but holding the bottom position and then pushing up into a handstand. And that is why first of all go into a pike push-up position. So on your tippy toes, on your way up, hips pushed outwards to the top and lean forwards. That is the perfect pike position. Once you have it, go down and bring your legs up and push up. The same as in the first 2 entries, you first open your hips and stack them on top of your body before pushing up or straightening the arms. When you do straddle pike press, which is an easier variation of the full pike press and very useful, you also want to first close your legs before pushing back up. It gets definitely easier to lift the legs up if you are very low, but that makes pushing up into a handstand way more difficult. So what I like to do is always at a 90-degree angle or a bit lower. Pike press progressions. In my opinion, you don't need perfect form pike push-ups to start the pike press. You just need a form of pushing movement and static hold. So let's say for example 10 seconds Frogstand to handstand and 10 normal push-ups. What you want to do is start in the straddle pike position. When training for the pike press, you always want to do the straddle pike press first, because it's way easier and it builds up strength. You want to start right here, go down and see if you can lift your legs even for 1 millisecond. right there. If you can do that, congrats, and now do it over and over again so you can at least hold this position for 1 clean second. I would also recommend for beginners, go really low. Really low, because as I said, it just makes lifting the legs way easier. And now for the second progression, open your hips, close your legs and stack them on top of your body and hold this position. Once you can hold this position for 5 seconds, push up, right? The last step, straighten the arms, push up. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you got any more questions, write them down below. Subscribe to my channel and see you next time, guys.